up with a big D-8. A rig, my friend, that is truly great. Some motor models are obsolete, but that big old 8 is hard to beat. From one of my friends I heard something great. He told me a story about the big D-8. He was just a boy back in 35 when the RD-8 first came alive. Was the 1/8 series of the big machine, had a world of power and was really keen. His dad had a pair with a dozer on each. They soon made a forest as bare as a beach. They run every day from early to late, worked them side by side till 38. He got a new D-8, now they dropped the R, still a 1/8 series in the same slide bar. He used that rig till late 41, now the 8R8 was the current run. The trusty 8R seldom had to be fixed, and the new 2U came out in 46. This man grew up with a big D-8. A rig, my friend, that is truly great. Some older models are obsolete, but that big old 8 is hard to beat. The mighty 2U had the slide bar shift, and in 48 came a welcome lift. Serial number 5307 was a new stick shift in the Skinner's heaven. He began his career on that powerful rig. It was easy to run, and that thing was big. Chalked up the hours, 3,000 a year, till it was ready to go when he put her in gear. It was 5 years later, almost to the day, he got a new machine, the big 13A. They changed it some, not so very much, a bigger fuel tank and a new oil clutch. On his pushcat lease, it answered the need, had a high reverse with a little more speed, worked a double shift nearly every day. Then in 55, he bought a 14A. This man grew up with a big D-8. A rig, my friend, that is truly great. Some older models are obsolete, but that big old 8 is hard to beat. Now the 14A was rugged but neat. It could fire it up, sitting in the seat. A different engine and a sloping hood, had many a change and all of them good. Bought another rig in town one day with a torque converter, the new 15A. Now those two machines with their past so great had served their purpose in 58. With a brand new rig called a 35A, he bought its mate, the new 36A. They're turbocharged with power galore. At the end of each shift, they're ready for more. The year 59 came another big lift, the current 46A with a power shift. He will trade again, I've heard him say. That big D-8 is here to stay. This man grew up with a big D-8. A rig, my friend, that is truly great. Some older models are obsolete, but that big old 8 is hard to beat. But that big old 8 is hard to beat. You should have seen that demonstration. The people there watched it with pride. That shiny rig has shocked the nation with its mighty push and sturdy stride. On an interstate job about the middle of May, everyone was talking of the coming big day. Step Up Production was the program in sight, and invest in a rig that would do it upright. It was Tuesday morning they delivered that rig, and I want to tell you that machine was big. The next day on Wednesday was the big sensation, a well-planned pusher demonstration. It was just about 10 when it got underway. How that new rig performed was needless to say. Caught scrapers on the move, and in 12 seconds flat they were loaded and gone. Now what could beat that? Loads were counted and weighed on the way to the fill to gain satisfaction of everyone's will. The number of loads was a fabulous count, and the crowd was pleased with the enormous amount. You should have seen that demonstration. The people there watched it with pride. That shiny rig has shocked the nation with its mighty push and sturdy stride.
Now this crowd was big, near 100 or more, and investors and bankers were there with a score. Distributors and dealers with their salesmen along, with their eyes on that rig, humming and song. They shut her down and they all went to lunch. Then at 2 o'clock they came back in a bunch. You could see their smiles and the gleam in their eye, and tell at a glance some were ready to buy. They looked on with awe till the end of the shift. Each man was convinced it was mighty and swift. Then all of a sudden, all glanced to the pit. That rig was in trouble and suddenly quit. It was getting quite late and the sun was low, but the rig being down put new light on the show. Mechanics were there, trouble to find, and the uneasy crowd had a doubt in their mind.
You should have seen that demonstration. The people there watched it with pride. That shiny rig has shocked the nation with its mighty push and sturdy stride.
You could see there was doubt as they stirred around. When the cigar was lit, one was pitched to the ground. You could tell they were wondering if it really would pay. Could they trust it to run for more than a day? A report from the pit brought a sigh of relief to the uneasy crowd and restored their belief. The trouble was minor and not much of a duel. The mighty machine had just run out of fuel.
You should have seen that demonstration. The people there watched it with pride. That shiny rig has shocked the nation with its mighty push and sturdy stride. With its mighty push and sturdy stride. With its mighty push and sturdy stride. With its mighty push.